this is Aldea, and today I wanted to give you a new 4 looks, 1 brand, and today the brand of honor is Glaminatrix Cosmetics. I first discovered Glaminatrix through the Nearly Natural, which is the one that I'm wearing right now. It looks like this. It has recently been redone, like it has a new version, but I have the old one, and at the same time I bought the original Nocturnal, which also has been redone recently. This is such a unique palette in my collection, and both of these I bought directly on the Glaminatrix website, and then I discovered Monolith and I bought the Glaminatrix Sugar and Spice, which looks like this, so unique as well, and the Rich Romantic, which looks like this. All of them are really different, and I love all of them. These are my 4 palettes from the brand. I will probably buy more of them because I really love their formula. I love their color story. I love the quality of the shadows, of the palette, the packaging and such. And really I'm so glad I did this video because it made me use them, and some of them I didn't use in a while, and I re-fall in love with it because yeah, their formula is so good. I tend to have problems with creasing, and I was so happily surprised to see that even after a long day at work, after like 11-13 hours of wear, the shadow hadn't moved at all. I was so impressed. So I'm so glad I really fell in love with them. So I hope you will enjoy this video. So I give you 4 looks, 1 with each of these palettes. Let me know in the comments if you already have tried Glaminatrix, if you love it, what's your favorite palettes from them, and maybe you can even tell me if there is another brand that you would like me to do this kind of video with, like a brand that I should put on the spot. So yeah, I will let you watch the video. If you like it, don't hesitate to put a little thumb up. It will really help me, and even subscribe if you haven't already. So bye, I'll leave you to it. Okay, so for my first look, I start with a mistake that I did. So I'm using the Sugar and Spice palette, and I didn't realize, but I wasn't recording for the first part. So I'm just showing you what I did. So I have this shade Sticky Date on the crease, sorry, and then the shade Brownie to deepen up everything, which is the step that I am actually doing. As you can see, I hope it blends really beautifully, and like it is something that you will see with the brand. This palette is really unique in my collection, I have to say. I don't have many things that looks like this, and every time I use it I end up loving the look that I have so much. I'm taking the shade Mint on a smaller brush, and I'm putting it in the inner part and dragging it a little bit higher in the crease. These are not the colors that I usually go for, pastels I mean, but I don't know, in this palette it just works. I don't know what to tell you. I'm using the NYX glitter primer and the shade Funnel which might be my favorite shimmer from this palette. It's so beautiful, and as you can see, it's very fine, very reflective. I think it's very, it is so beautiful. It really has a sophisticated vibe to it, in my opinion, and very versatile as well. It applies so easily. Then I'm taking the shade Gumdrop on a very small brush, and I'm putting a tiny bit on my lower lash line. Then I'm taking the shade Lavender, and I'm putting it in the inner half of my lower lash line. Just a little bit more mint to intensify it. And then the shade Vanilla. Then I'm gonna put in my inner corner, but really I don't want to put too much. I still want the mint to show through. I'm putting my mascara and lip and face products. I'm gonna link everything in the description box. I'm not gonna spend too much time to to say it now. And I hope you can see how fast I could make this look, because I think it's impactful but still really soft and pretty, and I love this so much. Every time I use this palette, I'm impressed. It looks like I did a lot more than what I actually did. It was quite effortless, in my opinion. Then for the second look, probably my favorite palette from the brand, this is the Nocturnal palette. This is the original version, but the new one is the same. They just changed it to their new formula. But well, I don't see a lot of difference between both formula, I have to say. So here I'm taking the shade Murky, and I'm packing it in mostly the inner half of my lid, but as you can see, I'm dragging it a little bit higher, like higher than the crease, but I'm trying to diffuse it to give it a sort of wing shape. I'm sorry, I don't know how to describe this. Then I'm taking the shade Obscurity, and I'm filling the blank that I left on my lid. This is a combination that I never did before, but I was feeling adventurous, and actually I really love the result in the end. So I'm so glad that I decided to do this combo. I think this palette is so versatile, because like when you look at it, it looks just weird, and you can do so much with it. You can do so many combos. It's so smartly done, like outstanding. Then on a smaller brush, I'm taking the black shade named Shadow, and I'm creating a sort of a wing, obviously on my on the outer part of my lid, and on the lash line. And same thing, even if the new formula is even better, I already thought that this one was really good and quite easy to use. Not the easiest brand to use, in my opinion. That won't be a brand that I will recommend to someone that is starting makeup. But if you already do, like, if you're already comfortable with makeup, this is one that I will really recommend, because they have such a beautiful like vibe. Uh, it can go really classy and neutral, but it can go really weirder, like this palette right here. A really great brand to watch, in my opinion. I'm just working it a little more. I'm trying to make it as symmetrical as I can, even though I never I never succeed in that, but I'm still gonna try. I'm putting a little bit more of that obscurity shade because I thought I lost it a little bit by adding the black. So I'm just going a little um, back and forth, like a little bit of black, a little bit um, of blue, and until I'm satisfied. And still trying for, I'm going for the symmetry, but that's not gonna happen. Okay, so here I'm quite satisfied. Um, I'm taking again the shade Shadow on a small brush, and I'm gonna um, line my lower lash line with it. I want it to be quite precise because I don't want to lose the wing shape, and I'm taking a little bit of obscurity to blend it, but still I'm keeping it very close to the lash line. After I put my NYX glitter primer, I'm taking the shade Night Vision, which is so beautiful. All of the shimmers in this palette are wonderful, actually, but yeah, so beautiful, very shiny, very impactful, very fine. Like, it's not oh, sorry, what's the word? Not flaky. It's not flaky at all. It's so beautiful. And then on my pinky, I'm taking the shade Luna, and I'm putting it on the outer part. This shade is very interesting as well because it's like a blue duochrome to a like plum. I guess it's plum. So pretty. And then I'm taking the shade Constellation that I'm putting on my lower lash line. And then the shade Milky Way in my inner corner. I think it's really interesting because the shade Milky Way doesn't look like it looks in the pen. It's a very nice shade. It goes really well with the palette, even though when you look at it in the pen, like it looks pink. So it can look a little bit weird, but actually when you put it on, as you can see, it has a beautiful like light green reflect, almost white. So it really does go well with the palette, actually. And this is the final look. Same thing, I'm gonna put every other product in the description box. I love this so much. It's actually a color combo and a shape that I don't usually do, but I ended up loving this look so very much. Every time that I saw myself in a mirror that day, I I just I loved it. I'm so glad. And then for the next look, I'm taking my Rich Romantic palette. Really beautiful. I'm starting with the shade Lover, which is one of the darkest shade in the palette. I don't often go for like berries and neutral and like pinks. This palette to me is on the pinkier side, but it has also purples. The neutrals are really like leaning olive. We have this bright peach shade, and like it's actually a more interesting pink palette. I I have to say that I don't use it as much as I should, and by doing this look, I really saw how beautiful it was. So it really made me want to use that palette even more, which is also why I love to do these kinds of video, using palettes that are not the newest, because it really allows to rediscover some great products, and this one is really nice. And as you can see, the blending is blending really well, really easily, and this shade, sorry, is really beautiful. Then I'm taking the shade Devotion, and I'm putting it on my inner corner. I think it's a really smart addition, this Devotion shade, because to me it really pairs well with all of the other shades, with the purples, with the browns, with this lover shade. Really smart addition. Then I'm taking the shade Cherish, and I'm on a very fine brush, and I'm very gently putting it on the edges of that first shade, just to blend it a little bit and add a little purple vibe to it. I'm going very gently because as my skin tone is more warm leaning, it's not the best shade to blend, but I still wanted to add that little touch. And as you can see, I'm also putting it on my lower lash line. Then I'm taking the shade Passion, which is the other dark shade of the palette, and I'm putting it on my lower lash line to deepen everything, and also a little bit on my upper lash line. I'm just changing brushes because I realized it wasn't the right one to deepen up my my upper lash line. It blends really nicely. I have no problem here, just my eye was watering a little bit, so it made a little patch, but it's not because of the shadow, it's really because my eye was watering a little bit. And so here, as always, I'm going a little bit back and forth between all of the brushes that I used. I'm taking my NYX glitter primer and the shade Magnetic, which is one of the darkest one of the palette, but as you can see, and as you saw with the other palettes as well, these shimmers are so reflective, so fine, not chunky at all. Look at this, like it's so shiny. Very like beautiful formula for these shimmers. And even on the edges, they blend so nicely with the fingers. They diffuse so beautifully. Here I'm taking the shade Seductive, and I'm just putting it on the edges, like just in between the inner corner and the shimmer, just to connect both, but I'm not gonna put it directly in my inner corner. I'm taking the same shade, Magnetic, on my lower lash line. Adding a little bit of eyeliner in my waterline. This is, I think, Peach Fuzz from Colourpop, but as always, I'm gonna write everything down in the description box. And this one is, I think it's Solaris from Kaleidos, but I might be wrong, so I'm gonna check again to be sure. And I'm going all pink with this look, which is not something that happens very often, but I really ended up loving the results. I loved this look so much, even though it's not something that I wear very often, but yeah, I love this. This shimmer is so beautiful, and I don't know, by being a little darker and cooler, I think it added a sort of grungy vibe. Maybe grungy is not the right word, but well, I loved it. And for the last look, I'm taking my original Nearly Natural palette and the shade Disrobe. And I'm trying to go for a cut crease look, which is something that I never do. And when I say never, I actually think that it's the first time that I ever do it. I don't think I ever did it. I might be wrong, but I don't think I ever did it. And unfortunately, it ended up being my least favorite look of this 4 looks 1 brand. So maybe if you are used to do cut creases, please tell me what I did wrong, because I think maybe I should have went with a lighter shade first and then deepen it with a darker shade. Maybe I went a little bit too high. I don't really know, but as I went to work after, I didn't have time to redo it. And of course, this had to be my my intro look, but well, it happens. You can't love your makeup every time. Sometimes you can miss it, and I honestly don't blame it on the palette. I just think I didn't know what to do. Like I should have watched a tutorial first. I'm then taking the shade Barely There, and I'm trying to blend it better, because of course this shade is too dark, and it didn't blend the way I wanted to. Like I wanted like one shade to do all the work for me, but it didn't. But yeah, I don't blame it on the shadow. And yeah, I'm doing what I can. I'm realizing that it's not gonna go exactly the way that I want to, because right now it just looks like I have 4 eyebrows. Like it's not what I wanted. Of course, I'm going back and forth with both brushes, but yeah, I'm gonna have to give it up, because I can't be late to work because of this. I'm not really happy with this. Then I'm taking my Beauty Bay eye base. It's in the like it's the white one. I think it's the number 0 or 1, but I'm sorry, I'm not sure. And I'm trying to draw a cut crease. Then I'm taking this brush to be more precise, actually. It's the Singe Beauty EO7, if you ask. Then I'm taking a little bit of powder just to set it, because it's usually the area where my eyeshadow crease, so I don't want that, and I always put powder on my primers, so I'm doing the same here. Then I'm taking the shade Down to Earth, which is one of my favorite in the palette, of course, because it's green. And I'm putting it on the outer half of my lid, and I'm blending it to like to go to like the end of what I first did with my cut crease, to create this like sort of triangle wing shape. I hope I'm making sense. I'm sorry, this is not my first language. I'm trying to find my words. Sorry. Here I'm just blending the edges. And then I'm taking the shade Simplicity and I'm packing it on the inner half of my lid where I haven't put the other one. Then I took my NYX glitter primer and I add the shade Exposed, which, same thing, I'm gonna say the same thing. So beautiful, so reflective. This is not a duochrome. All of the other shades that I used in the previous look were duochromes, I think, but not this one, but it's still very, very reflective. And here I'm taking the shade Naked Eye to go in the inner corner, and the smallest amount of the shade Disrobe for my lower lash line. Then I'm taking my high key mascara from Beauty Bay, my Fenty blush that's in my deck of panning and in my project pan. I thought a little pink would go well with this look, and actually I'm going quite pink. Yeah, it's pink, pinkish, purple-ish on my lips as well. If I'm not mistaken, I used a Unearthly highlighter in every of these looks. This really shows you how much I love them. I really use them almost every day. And this is the final look. I still thought it was pretty because of the shadows, but not the shape. Thank you for watching.